The woman just wanted to take a photo for social media, but suddenly the sail behind her moved, and she was knocked straight into the water. Her boyfriend on the boat quickly threw a life ring. Her daughter ran to the cabin to grab a blanket, but while searching for it, she unexpectedly discovered a stash of weapons hidden under the seats. She didn't have time to think about it. Seeing her mom safely back on the boat, Casey finally breathed a sigh of relief. At first, he didn't take the weapons seriously. He simply thought they were just for self-defense by his mom's boyfriend. But when night fell, Casey was just about to sleep when he suddenly heard a sound. He quickly stuck his head out to check and was terrified to see a group of armed pirates on the boat. Casey quietly slipped out of the room and carefully pulled out the pistol hidden under the seat. But just as he was about to act,
No, don't do it! Don't let the stab.
the terrifying scene made Casey retreat into the cabin. Listening to the pirates search the boat, he held his breath, not daring to make a sound, afraid that one wrong move could cost him his life. Luckily, the pirates were a bit careless. Seeing no one else on the boat, they left the yacht, but before leaving they set the deck on fire. Seeing this, Casey grabbed a fire extinguisher and put out the flames, saving the boat. The next day, the nearly destroyed yacht was in ruins, and just as Casey didn't know what to do, he suddenly noticed a rope hanging over the deck into the water. He pulled with all his strength and was horrified to see his mom's boyfriend tied to the other end, still barely alive. Without thinking, Casey pulled him back onto the boat and gave him a sip of water. Mike finally woke up. Casey was both shocked and relieved. Shocked that Mike wasn't in danger. Relieved that he finally had someone with him, no longer alone drifting on the vast ocean. Under Mike's guidance, Casey quickly raised the sail again. The boat seemed alive again, sailing under the guidance of the sail. But as Casey finished and tried to rest, he found some photos on the boat, and the contents terrified him. He couldn't believe Mike was working with the pirates from yesterday. He rushed out of the cabin to confront Mike, but then he realized Mike, who had been on the deck, was now gone. Casey instinctively grabbed a knife and carefully entered the cabin. Hope you tied a better knot on the sail than you did on me. Why did you lie about not knowing those men? They're monsters, Rose. The less you know, the better. Mike explained. He used to be friends with the pirates, but because they were always committing crimes, they parted ways. He chose to leave and find his own path. After Mike's smooth explanation, Casey chose to trust him, because at that moment, they had a bigger problem: how to get out of the open ocean. From the map, they had drifted into unknown deep waters. Getting back to land seemed impossible, but what Casey didn't know was that step by step, he was falling into Mike's trap.